This project is part of UK Disabled People's Council. It's a research project, but it's not research in the traditional sense. We're not just writing a report that's going to be filed in some library and never seen again. Our aim with this research is actually to make a difference. So we create murals around the country. So far we've created 7 in Somerset, Norwich, London, and Bristol. Yeah, some people from Manchester helped with the one in Bristol. And we aim to work with as wide a variety, well, disabled people from as wide a variety of experiences as possible. So, for example, in Bristol, we worked with disabled asylum seekers. In Somerset, we worked with people with learning difficulties living in residential settings. In Norwich, we worked with ex-servicemen, parents, and other service users. And in London, we worked with tenants of Gateway Housing Association. So our aim with the murals is that they're an attractive contribution to the local area, and also that they work like an advert. We put them in public spaces, in a town centre, in a park, somewhere where lots of people are going to see it. And our aim is that every time that somebody goes past there, they see the mural, and it provokes some thoughts, some ideas of who created it, what people's messages are, what their priorities are. And in that way, it's a way of often some of the most neglected people in that community physically changing a space. So the way we do it is we get together in groups and first of all discuss what people's priorities are, what people's messages are, and then people put their ideas into drawings, or sometimes people act them out, sometimes people use words. And all of these ideas are put together by a mural artist, Andy, who then creates an idea for a whole mural, which takes a bit of everybody's different ideas. So the pictures that you can see in front of you are pictures of the murals and also of the process of creating them. When the mural's finished, each time we have an official opening event, and to this event we invite people who are relevant to that mural. So, for example, in Bristol, where we worked with disabled asylum seekers, we invited people from the refugee community, as well as people from disabled people's organisations. Because one of the main issues we found in creating that mural was the divisions between the refugee community and the disability community. So, what are the messages then? What does it all mean? I'm sure different people will get different messages from the murals. To us, it doesn't actually matter what you get from it. The idea isn't that everybody will understand the same thing from it. The idea is that when you look at it, when you learn about it, it provokes different thoughts, it provokes some connections with somebody's idea in that mural. So what matters is the connections that are made and the ideas that are provoked. But if I was asked what was the most important message for me, I suppose one of the most fundamental issues for me that's come out of it is nothing new, in fact it's a very old thing, is about the need for service providers and policymakers to actually listen to what disabled people want. One person we worked with in Bristol, he sees a psychiatrist every week. He has no money and nowhere to live. He says the psychiatrist asks him why he repeatedly takes his medication without food. He points out, I have no food. As his friend pointed out, if the money that was spent on that psychiatrist was given to this person directly, he would be able to afford food and somewhere to live, and his health would improve to a far greater extent than seeing a psychiatrist every week, who he anyway says doesn't understand anything about his pain. Not all the messages are negative. Some of them are actually very positive about what binds us together as disabled people, what our hopes are, what our priorities are. But I'll leave the different messages to Penny and Manjeet to explain about their own individual messages. So first I'd like to pass over to Manjeet, who worked on the mural in Bristol, but she comes from Manchester, she's living in Manchester, so I'll pass straight over to Manjeet.